Hi, it's time for another math easy solution. Here to discuss another video on calculating square roots by hand, but now go over a step-by-step overview video. In my earlier videos, I went over these three examples: square root 3, square root 72, and square root 512.3. But I didn't really explain the steps too in depth, so I'm gonna go over basically this example right here, which is my last video. You can see that in the video link below, as well as these. Basically, I'm going to go over it step by step of this method right here. I'm not going to prove this method. I'm just going to show the steps in it, and I'll do the proof later once I find out. Actually, I heard it's pretty intense. But anyways, so the step by step method, the first thing you got to do, we're going to use this example once again. So basically, write digits in pairs. So from the left of the decimal place and from the right, so in pairs. So since there's 3 digits, we write it in 2 pairs right here. So 0, 5, we have to put the 0 because it's odd number digits. Then 1, 2, and now there's gonna be 3 zeros, 0, 0, and you can keep going, etc., etc. So you start from the first pair from the left, which is the 0, 5, and basically find the largest number when squared is less than this pair. And in this case, and this is basically the first digit of the answer, and you would write it on top. In this case, the answer would be 2 on the top, because 2 squared is 4, which is less than 5. But 3 squared, which is the next is the next digit, just slightly higher than 2, is basically 3 squared is equal to 9. That's greater than 5 right there. Because remember, we're only looking for whole integers right here. So it's gonna be right here is gonna be 2 squared, because that's gonna be 4, and then subtract. And yeah, basically I'll do that in a bit. So you basically multiply the first digit of the answer by 2, which was this 2 we found out that it's gonna be a 4. And that's going to be a 4, and we subtract the number from step 3, which is the 4, from the first pair. It's kind of like long division. And you can also see long division hand calculations all in the video links below. So we get something like this. We get a remainder of 1 right here. And basically, now next step, step 5, is bring the next pair down alongside the remainder. The next pair is 112. So we put it down. Now we have a number of 112. Now basically it says, now find a number such that when it is multiplied by number composed of the number from step 3, which is number 4, and itself is the largest number less than the number from step 5, which is basically 112. So that's this number right here. So it's similar to what we just did with this 2 and 5 right here. So in fact, so the number from step 3 is 4, which is just 2 times 2. So that's all this one is. So this 4 is brought up from this number times by this digit, so it's going to be 2 times 2 is 4. So we write, that's going to be this number, so we put a blank, and now the next digit is going to be multiplied this blank, and it has to be the largest but less than 112, and in this case it's going to be 2 again, because 42 times 2 is 84, which is less than 112, and the next highest number is 3, so 43 times 3 is 129, and this is greater than 112, so that's too big. So 42 is the answer for this part, so 2 is the next answer. So you have 22 right here. So now we subtract 84 from 112 and bring down next pair. So 112 minus 84 is 28. Bring this 30 down, so we have 2, 8, 30. And now the next step, 8, is basically multiply next the current answer by, I just remove that next as bad grammar, but it's basically multiply the current answer, which is number 22, because that's our current answer. So 22 by 2, and repeat the above steps forever. And what I mean by that is basically, so you get this 22, and now you multiply it by 2, which is going to be, well, 44. And then we have to find, we have to always put a blank space. Because the first steps we did was multiply this 2 by this digit, the first one, 2. And that's just going to be 4 with a blank. Now we have this 22 multiplied by 2, which is 44. Yeah, which is 44, put a blank. But you can also do this. This is a clever way to do it. Instead of multiplying this whole thing out by 22, if we just keep writing down as reference, this, so we had this 2 goes to a 4 blank and a 2, multiply just the 2. Just so this 2 only by 2, and that's just going to get 44 and a blank. So it's the exact same thing right there. So then we get this 44, and in fact the answer is 6, because we have to get it inside this new remainder is 2, 8, 30 that we brought down. If we multiplied this by 6, so this one times by 6, and we will get yeah, this number, 2676, and then we subtract, we get 154, bringing down another 2 zeros, multiplied by, now we multiply these 3 digits by 2, so 22, 6 times 2, and that's going to be, well, 452, and we always have a blank. But this is the number is the exact same thing as having this, if we look at this one right here, or this 446, just multiply this by 2, which is 12. So we get to put a 2, carry the 1, because this is a special thing, that instead of multiplying all 3 digits, and we get, well, basically 452 with a blank right here. And that's going to be basically the exact same thing as this one. So we just get a 3, no, in fact the answer is going to be 3, and if we multiply 3 out, which is number, we have to get the highest within this right here, but less than this number. So multiply this by 3, and we're gonna get this number here, 13569. Subtract, we get 1831. Bring down another 2 zeros, another pair, and basically now we multiply, well, instead of multiplying all 4 of these digits by 2, we could just go and multiply this 1 digit by 2, and that's gonna be a 6. Right here, because remember, it's going to be the exact same thing as multiplying the 4, or 2263 times it by 2. This one will just get exactly this number right here, which is, well, 2 times 3 is 6. This is 2, carry the 1, this is going to be a 5, 4, 4526, and then a blank. And in fact, the answer is going to be a 4. We put a 4 down, and then multiply this by 4. We get this, subtract, we get this, and we can keep going on and on. And then basically we'll get, well, if you put in the calculator, we'll get 22.634, which is exactly what we have right now. I'll just erase these just to show the answer. So basically that's the answer, and this is basically the step-by-step method. I just wanted to do an overview video on it. That's all for today. Hopefully you learned from this. Remember, you can download these notes all in the Dropbox link below, and it'll be good for a reference if you ever try to calculate by hand. Well, anyways, remember to watch these earlier videos. I basically go in these ones calculation by calculation, but I don't really explain the steps all in an overview like this. But anyways, hopefully you enjoyed, and stay tuned for another Math Easy solution.